Happy New Year, everyone. How are you? Welcome back. I was sick the last 2 weeks. I had that nasty viral thing and I sounded like I had two frogs in my throat. So I'm getting this done. If I sound a little off, this thing lingers, doesn't it? So we're going to start off with what's going on. The interest rates are now pulled Freddie up this morning at 7.04 for a 30-year, and a 15-year is 6.27%. But you, of course, know that a lot of other factors are taken into consideration for your rate, but those are the rates we have today. Mortgage applications are going up, which we anticipated because we're coming off the holidays. And we do have a Fed meeting at the end of this month, last week of this month. However, they're not anticipating any rate cuts right away. And of course, we've got the inauguration on Monday. So we're going to have a new administration coming in. So we'll see what they're going to do. Overall, I'm listening to all these experts, and I don't really believe them. Nobody has a crystal ball. But what makes sense to me is that you're going to see rates drop slowly over the year. I really think they will, a little bit at a time. I don't think they're going to rush it unless something drastic happens, which we hope doesn't. Probably down to the low sixes, maybe. So that's where they're kind of looking at by the end of 2025. Now, as far as growth of inventory, they anticipate that prices will continue to rise. And I think last month, I'm even looking at the sheet with all my notes on it. It's pretty much the same thing. Not a lot has changed since a month ago. Plus, the minute you have holidays, everything seems to kind of stay in place and people are busy with family and holidays and preparing for the end of the year. But they expect growth to go up anywhere from 4 to 6%, which is good. We'll have a little bit more inventory and nothing is going to be super fast. And for the Fed, one of the things I don't know if everyone understands what the Fed's job is. So I thought I'd kind of go over that really quick. Their two jobs are to maintain price stability and keep unemployment low. Well, price stability last year, I don't think they did a great job because I'm still buying eggs and paying a ton of money for them. Usually the mortgage rate, it is influenced by the Fed rate. However, the Fed rate is the rate that banks charge each other for money borrowed, whereas we're more on the 10-year Treasury yield, Treasury bond yield. And so these decisions do influence the housing community. So let's take a look at inventory. So what's going on with that? So why is inventory so low? Take a look right here. I got the Ann Arbor School District up. And of course, I have all the school districts down. You guys can access them. If you have any questions, let me know. So in Ann Arbor, this is for just ending December. The median price was up 3.7%. So you go either by a median or an average. I don't like the average. I took the median, and so it's somewhere in between, but 560 is about right. Also, list price to sale price ratio. People are getting what they're asking for, if not more. We still see multiple offers. So we're still in a very competitive area in the Washtenaw County area. When you have a house that's, as I'm repeating myself, sound like a repetition, you're going to have a lot of people wanting it. So let me see what else. I'm going to pull this one up here. So I kind of broke it down. These are single family homes. So you can see Ann Arbor, Chelsea, Dexter, and I'll have this for you. So it's kind of a cheat sheet. And what I look at this as, you can see that there's a difference in the counties. You can see a difference in the pricing of some of these. And a lot of people have to look at the price of a house. Um, so the inventory right now, over 65%. Why is the inventory so low? That is a big question. Why is it so low? Well, first of all, we're at I believe it's a 30-year low of houses. And we actually have a shortage of new build homes. And I was, listening to these people talking about the numbers or running numbers by, we're short 7 million new build homes. That's a lot of homes. So in 2008, when we had the crash, a lot of builders left the market. I mean, there was nothing but, it was a crash. It was a hot mess, if many of you remember that. And so now you only have certain major builders that are building. So you're kind of limited. And the cost to build has increased ever since the pandemic. Prices for everything went up. And I don't need to tell you, if you've lived in the United States, you know the prices for everything went up. Everything costs more money. But a lot of people, they call them the golden handcuffs for homes that are, people own right now. Many of them are locked into a low rate. 65% or less are at a 4% or less rate. But still, people do need to sell. I've done a lot of estate sales, so people do pass away. Those homes get sold. People need to move. And so they're going to sell their homes, but we still have a shortage. I know that there's a higher interest rate, but if you look at all the numbers on the average, 6 to 7% isn't that much. But where I need for you to look at are the property taxes. And also, when you're looking at your areas, you want to look at insurance because, first of all, I don't know what I looked up. How are these fires and these disasters that have happened, like Helen's happened in Carolina and on the coast, is this going to affect our insurance rates? I don't know, because I know that after Katrina, a lot of insurance rates went up, and that was federal government, and that ended up being seen on our taxes. So that wasn't local. So basically, what happens in one area, that should be the state thing, and the people within the state are supposed to be responsible for that difference. But you and I both know where there's a will, there's a way. They try to push it onto us. But property taxes are a big one right now. In here in Michigan, when you buy a property, that new price starts a baseline for your property, and we have a cap. And that cap is 5% or the rate of inflation, whichever one is lower. That's a max that they can raise your property tax the next year, as long as you are homestead. So Trump is known for being a businessman, being a developer, and what I heard that this is on both sides of the spectrum, people wanting to build, wanting to see a healthier economy, is that a lot of issues and a lot of costs and a lot of time to build, and it really turns people off, is a lot of too heavy of a regulation in every little thing and too much red tape. So they're going to try to see what they can do about that. One of the questions I'm being asked is, so aren't the home rates going to go down? They're not, because we're going to build the inventory slowly. It's not going to go real fast, and that pushes the price up. The interest rates kind of do. People have to be more cautious, although they're going to have to reconsider other things. And a lot of people aren't in the market to buy. Where we're seeing, and this is not what you're interested in, but it's the commercial sector. So a lot of people, as we know, during COVID, a lot of people work from home. But nowadays, a lot of times people might just travel and go into the office, and they've reduced the offices. So now they don't need, we'll say, 6 offices. They only need 1 or 2. and people can travel in, then go back home and work remotely. So there's all these different things that people can do. And that decreases the cost to the businesses. And everything is costing more money. The only thing that's not getting more money, it seems to be the wages, which I'd love to see those go up. But the biggest expense, know your property taxes. And I want you to be able to go online, view the property bill, see what's getting up. But what you need to know is when you're looking at your thing, don't look at what they pay in property taxes. They might have owned the house for 25 years. They're going to have a low property tax rate. What you're going to do is say, wow, if I'm paying $600,000 for a home or $500,000 for a home, what do I do? So one of the things I do is I play a little game called What Will My Property Taxes Be? Homestead if I buy in different areas. So let me click this open. So this is what I did right here. I went to Ann Arbor. So this is State of Michigan Property Tax Estimator. You just go on and just Google that. It'll pop up and you can put in the information and you can do exactly what I did. You go to Ann Arbor, you put in the city, you put in the county, or if it's a town, whatever, it asks for the county. You might have another municipality also because they have different ones. Whatever the drop-down box is, you put the amount in. And then it'll ask for the amount of money. So whatever the amount is for the home, divide it in half and put that in. So in this example, the property tax on a $600,000 home, I put in $300,000 and I got all these responses. So looking at this, you can see in Washtenaw and Wayne County, you see a fluctuation in the different prices. But the minute we go into Livingston County, Brighton, which is only 21 minutes from Ann Arbor, you're paying $12,126 for the year. Yes. Pinckney, Michigan, in Livingston County. Also, I put Hamburg in, and that's in Livingston County too. And that came out about the same amount of money, just a little bit over $8,000 a year for a home. And you're going, wow. And also, when you go into these different areas, you'll see the price of the homes is less money than it is in the Ann Arbor area. And it's like, a lot of these are within 30 minutes of, so when I Google map them, you always Google map them to your work. I Google map these areas to our office in downtown Ann Arbor at 213 West Liberty Street. So I use that as the destination, and then I pick the middle downtown area just to get a sense of where it goes. That's what I want you to do. I want you to consider other areas. That's how you buy a home. Now, if you don't like that, well, I mean, just be aware of your taxes. And I would say, do not purchase a home at your max because you need some fluctuation. You don't want to get hit with a higher tax bill than what you have. I mean, just be aware of the municipality. And also for those of you buying condos and stuff, be really aware of your HOAs. Because some of these, I mean, you're hearing about it all over, especially down in Florida and everywhere else where they're jacking them up. But this could happen anywhere. You wouldn't want an assessment. And I think a good rule of thumb is if you're buying a condo in an area, make sure there's a whole bunch of buildings because costs are spread around a whole bunch of buildings. But know the numbers. So this is what I suggest that you do. Go to Property Tax Estimator, figure it out. And also for all of you sellers, if you're looking for another place, consider another area. Because if you're going to end up with a mortgage, obviously you're going to have a higher cost. The price of homes has gone up probably since you bought your house. I mean, they should go up. The big thing is, are they eventually going to go lower? Certain areas will hold their value. And that's what your realtor is for. to help you determine what is a good area to be in that is healthy for you to hold. I mean, I don't see the crash coming. I mean, and for a while, a lot of people were so scared that that was going to happen again. You want a place and you want to stay there for a while because if you're buying a home, you have costs to go, not only to sell your house, but to buy another property. There are costs involved. So you want to spread that out because in the end, it might be cheaper to rent if you're not going to stay there. And I will tell you that right now. So there's a lot to know about buying in this market, but know that we're going to continue to see these prices hold steady. There isn't a lot of change. I took a look at, there's an app that I've got that goes to show, how prices are staying. We're in Washtenaw County. Those are really solid. Livingston looks great. Oakland County looks great. So, they're just, thriving areas. They're busy. We've got a good economy. So that's important to know. And I will see you on the next one. If there's ever anything you want me to go over, I'm happy to. If there's something individually, and I will be giving out real estate reviews to people, and I'll be doing a Zoom video and I'll be sending them to you. I'm not going to go and do in person, but I mean, what I would do. So when you get a real estate review from me, or if you want one for a particular area, I want you to say, hey, can you give me an idea of what I'll be looking at in this area? And I'm more than happy to help you and send you go over all this stuff. We can, do a Zoom meeting or whatever. I can send you one, however it works. But if you want a detailed one on your home, I do have to come over to give you a more detailed price. I can give you a better ballpark price than Zillow. So keep that in mind, okay? So have a great rest of your January. Stay warm because I understand we're going to get a cold snap and I'm not looking forward to that. And I am going to end this meeting. Thank you. Bye-bye now.